Today is January 29th, 2026, and this is Read Through the Bible.
Hi, everyone.
And we have a shout out today.
Yes, we do.
We heard of a new listener in Milwaukee whose name is Russell.
Hi, Russell.
Yeah. Welcome. Hope this is a blessing to you. We are reading 1 Chronicles 10 and 11 today, and we threw away our phone book yesterday. Well, didn't throw it away, but we finished reading through our phone book yesterday, just all the names, the genealogies.
Yes, we should not throw it away. There's a lot of really interesting details in there.
You're right, we did not throw it away. We finished it. And if you remember, 1 Chronicles is written to those who are coming back into the land. And it's written to give vision for what's happening as you come back into the land. And what they needed to understand was about the throne and about
the temple.
The temple. I was looking
throne
at that word.
And temple.
Yeah, throne and temple. And so the throne has to do with the kings. And so here we're with Saul. And Saul was like a minor portion of that. He wasn't a good king. But David was a good king. Mm-hmm. And we're going to read from chapter 11 through the end of 1 Chronicles all about David and just what a good king he was. You can look in the show notes. There's a great picture. Click in the show notes. There's a great picture of kind of the story of Chronicles, where there's a guy at the end of Chronicles kind of looking back on the history of Israel with rose-colored glasses and looking at the good of the good and the bad of the bad.
Yeah, I think that sums it up very well.
Yep. Okay, so chapter 10. Now the Philistines fought against Israel, and the men of Israel fled before the Philistines and fell slain on Mount Gilboa. And the Philistines overtook Saul and his sons, and the Philistines struck down Jonathan and Abinadab and Malchishua, the sons of Saul. The battle pressed hard against Saul, and the archers found him, and he was wounded by the archers. Then Saul said to his armor-bearer, "Draw your sword and thrust me through with it, lest the uncircumcised come and mistreat me." But his armor-bearer would not, for he feared greatly. Therefore Saul took his own sword and fell upon it. And when his armor-bearer saw that Saul was dead, he also fell on his sword and died. Thus Saul died, he and his 3 sons, and all his house died together. And when all the men of Israel who were in the valley saw that the army had fled, and that Saul and his sons were dead, they abandoned their cities and fled, and the Philistines came and lived in them.
Verse 8, the next day, when the Philistines came to strip the slain, they found Saul and his sons fallen on Mount Gilboa. They stripped him and took his head and his armor and sent messengers throughout the land of the Philistines to carry the good news to their idols and to the people. And they put his armor in the temple of their gods and fastened his head in the temple of Dagon. I think that's just what they did back then when there was victory. They would carry the head. Mm-hmm. But when all Jabesh Gilead heard all that the Philistines had done to Saul, all the valiant men arose and took away the body of Saul and the bodies of his sons and brought them to Jabesh. And they buried their bones under the oak in Jabesh and fasted for 7 days.
So Saul died for his breach of faith. Yeah. So it's breach of faith, right? Mm-hmm. It's a chapter 9.
Yeah, 9 verse 1 says the same thing. That
Judah was taken to exile because of the breach of faith.
Right. And Saul died for his breach of faith.
Yeah, and if you remember from 1 Samuel 13, 15, those together get 28. Those chapters contain all the bad things that he did. Mm-hmm. In chapter 13, he offered up a sacrifice, although not being a priest, he didn't wait patiently for Samuel, rather. And then chapter 15, he didn't destroy the Amalekites. Mm-hmm. Chapter 28, he brought up the witch at Endor. So these are the things he didn't believe. So Saul died for his breach of faith. He broke faith with the Lord in that he did not keep the command of the Lord. He also consulted a medium, seeking guidance. 1 Samuel 28. He did not seek guidance from the Lord. Therefore, the Lord put him to death and turned the kingdom over to David, the son of Jesse.
Wow, so 1 chapter for Saul.
Yep, 1 chapter for Saul. Because Saul is not a good king. And we need to look back with rose-colored glasses to see the good king. And so we're going to see the good king, and we're going to wash over his blemishes. So we're not going to see the bad of King David. Chapter 11.
Chapter 11. Then all Israel gathered together to David at Hebron and said, "Behold, we are your bone and flesh. In times past, even when Saul was king, it was you who led out and brought in Israel. And the Lord your God said to you, you shall be shepherd of my people Israel, and you shall be prince over my people Israel. So All the elders of Israel came to the king at Hebron, and David made a covenant with them at Hebron before the Lord. And they anointed David king over Israel according to the word of the Lord by Samuel.
And David and all Israel went to Jerusalem, that is Jebus, where the Jebusites were, the inhabitants of the land. The inhabitants of Jebus said to David, "You will not come in here." Nevertheless, David took the stronghold of Zion, that is the city of David. David said, "Whoever strikes the Jebusites first shall be chief and commander." And Joab, the son of Zeruiah, went up first, so he became chief. And David lived in a stronghold, therefore it was called the city of David. And he built the city all around it, from the Milo in complete circuit. And Joab repaired the rest of the city. And David became greater and greater the reason why the Lord of hosts was with him. That's why David became great, because God was with him.
Okay, verse 10.
Okay, so we're going to talk about the mighty men. And this is very parallel to 2 Samuel chapter 23. All these mighty men and who were around David. So we haven't got rid of the phone book yet.
Okay, it's more names. Now these are the chiefs of David's mighty men, who gave him strong support in his kingdom, together with all Israel, to make him king, according to the word of the Lord concerning Israel. This is an account of David's mighty men. Jehoshabeam, a Hakamonite, was chief of the three. He wielded his spear against 300 whom he killed at one time.
And next to him, among the three mighty men, was Eleazar, the son of Dodo, the Ahoahite. He was with David at Pas Damim when the Philistines were gathered there for battle. There was a plot of ground full of barley, and the men fled from the Philistines. But he took a stand in the midst of the plot and defended it and killed the Philistines, and the Lord saved them by a great victory. 3
of the 30 chief men went down to the rock to David at the cave of Adullam, when the army of the Philistines was encamped in the valley of Rephaim. David was then in the stronghold, and the garrison of the Philistines was then at Bethlehem. And David said longingly, "Oh, that someone would give me water to drink from the well of Bethlehem that is by the gate." And as a side note there, David grew up in Bethlehem, so he knew where the good water was.
That's right.
He's just really thirsty. I think he said, some water from Bethlehem would be so good right now. Verse 18, then the three mighty men broke through the camp of the Philistines and drew water out of the well of Bethlehem that was by the gate and took it and brought it to David. But David would not drink it. He poured it out to the Lord and said, "Far be it from me before my God that I should do this. Shall I drink the lifeblood of these men? For at the risk of their lives they brought it." Therefore he would not drink it. These things did the three mighty men.
Now Abishai, the brother of Joab, was chief of the 30. He wielded his spear against 300 men and killed them, and won a name beside the three. He was the most renowned of the 30 and became their commander, but he did not attain to the three.
Verse 22, and Benaiah, the son of Jehoiada, was a valiant man of Kabzeel, a doer of great deeds. He struck down 2 heroes of Moab. He also went down and struck down a lion in a pit on a day when snow had fallen.
Okay, I know we told this story in 2 Samuel 23, but we got to tell the story again.
Okay, so our
daughter.
Our daughter, her husband,
Yeah.
has a younger brother whose name is Benaiah.
And I remember when I met him asking, what does Benaiah mean? And how old was Benaiah at that time? Like 3 or 4? Something like that.
To him?
When I talked to him.
I thought 5 or 6, but whatever.
Okay, well, this was a couple years ago. I talked to him, and he said, "Oh yeah, Benaiah struck down a lion in the snow."
Right, he knows that story.
Yeah, and then I talked to his dad, and the reason why it's called Benaiah is because it was a snowy day when he was born. Yep.
And he struck down an Egyptian, a man of great stature, 5 cubits tall. The Egyptian had in his hand a spear like a weaver's beam. But Benaiah went down to him with a staff and snatched the spear out of the Egyptian's hand and killed him with his own spear. These things did Benaiah, the son of Jehoiada, and won a name beside the three mighty men. He was renowned among the 30, but he did not attain to the 3. And David set him over his bodyguard. Okay,
another thing about Benaiah is my nephew runs a podcast, Jackson Hole Bible College podcast, where David is. And he kind of was asking, who's your second favorite character of the Bible? Of course, right behind Jesus. And he told the story about when he was young. He'd read the story about Benaiah. So one time he was asked that question, "Who's your favorite Bible character?" And he said, "Benaiah." That's my
Really?
favorite
Oh.
character. Just he's a hulk of a man who like kills
Yeah.
this lion and kills this Egyptian with a spear in
giant.
his hand, and just a mighty warrior. Anyway, hopefully all that talk just leads you to remember Benaiah. Okay, and then here's a big list of all the mighty men of David. The mighty men were Asahel, the brother of Joab, Elhanan, the son of Dodo of Bethlehem, Shamath of Harod, Helez the Pelonite, Ira the son of Ikesh of Tekoa, Abiezer of Anathoth, Sibbecai the Hushathite, Eli the Ahoahite, Maharai of Netophah, Heled the son of Bana of Netophah, Ithai the son of Ribai of Gibeah of the people of Benjamin, Benaiah of Pirathon, Horai of the brooks of Gash, Abiel the Arbathite, Asmaveth of Baharum, Eliabah the Shalobonite, Hashem the Gizonite, Jonathan the son of Shagi the Harite, Ahiam the son of Sakar the Harite, Eliphal the son of Hefer the Mecherathite, Ahijah the Pelonite, Hezro of Carmel, Nari the son of Ezbai, Joel the brother of Nathan, Mibhar the son of Hagri, Zelek the Ammonite, Naharai of Beeroth, the armor-bearer of Joab the son of Zeruiah, Ira the Ithrite, Gareb the Ithrite, Uriah the Hittite, Zabad the son of Ali.
We just read over Uriah the Hittite.
We just ran over Uriah the Hittite, who David slept with his wife and killed him.
Yeah.
Adinah the son of Shiza the Reubenite, a leader of the Reubenites, the 30 with him, Hanan the son of Makkah, and Joshaphat the Mithnite, Uzziah the Ashterathite, Shammah and Jeiel the son of Hotham the Ararite, Jadiel the son of Shimri, and Joha his brother the Tizrite, Eliel the Mahavite, and Jerubai, and Joshaviah the son of Elnaam, and Ithma the Moabite, Eliel and Obed, and Jaziel the Mezabite. There we go. There are David's mighty men. Yep. And so it's interesting just reading the names of these people. Whatever, these are names. To us, they're just names, but every single one of these people were people. Like,
Right.
What if one of these people were you? And you had your name in the Bible. What an honor that would be.
Well, we know a little bit about Uriah the Hittite,
Yep.
so that makes more sense.
And we know about Benaiah. He was
Right.
mentioned in here as well.
Right.
And so just a few, but most of them we don't know. Their names lost to history.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.